Live from Ball State University. News for the campus community and all of Delaware County. This is Newslink, Indiana.
Protests following the Occupy Wall Street movement are taking place all across the country, and Muncie is not the exception. Good evening. Welcome to Newslink, Indiana. I'm Alberto Pimienta.
And I'm Stephanie Bristow. Thanks for joining us.
The rain hasn't stopped, and neither have the protesters that are part of Occupy Muncie.
On Wednesday, they marched from Schaefer Tower on the Ball State University campus to City Hall downtown. But tonight, the protesters moved to the Delaware County building, where Brittany Tyner joins us live. Brittany?
That's right, guys. I'm here in downtown Muncie, where, as you can see behind me, participants in Muncie are still here at Occupy Muncie. Now they are bundled up in warm clothes, scarves, hats, anything, and they even have a tent with some sleeping bags in it. Now they say despite the cold conditions, they're willing to do whatever it takes to prove their point.
We are the 99%. That is the expression used by participants in Occupy Muncie as they continue their sit-in under the pavilion of the Delaware County building. Protected by shelter from the rain and wind, participants have set up camp in order to demonstrate their support for the worldwide movement. Ball State philosophy major Adam Vaughn says the movement is a great opportunity to get out and advocate for the 99% of people who struggle financially with job loss and foreclosures.
I'm here to show that there is a presence, that there are people willing to do these things like sleep out in this cold and rain, this unpleasant weather, to make our points.
Shift facilitator of Occupy Muncie, Stacy Stinson, says it's time for the Americans that aren't faced by financial burdens to stop ignoring the 99% that are.
Every single last one of us are leaders because our leaders, the 1%, have failed us.
The Muncie occupiers are asking the community for supplies, including food, water, and blankets. However, their main focus right now is to get more people out to participate in the occupation.
Now, Stinson told me that the Sheriff's Department is willing to let the participants stay here as long as there aren't any problems. Stinson said the participants are planning on staying here until all of the participants of Occupy Muncie will meet for a meeting of the General Assembly on Saturday. Live in Muncie, Brittany Tyner, Newslink, Indiana.
Thanks, Brittany. Now, those people out there at Occupy Muncie have got to be cold.
It's been not only a cold day, but a really, really, really wet day also.
It has. I even had to get out my winter coat and hat. So let's shoot over to Julian and see what she's got in the forecast for tomorrow.
Yeah, guys, it's pretty chilly outside, and of course it's still raining, but we're moving into October, so we're expecting some cooler temperatures and some more precipitation, and that's what we're looking at right now. It's about 47 degrees, and the dew point is at 45. And if we take a look at the radar, the rain is moving towards the east, and we'll get a break from it for a while, but I'll tell you just how long that break will be coming up in your full look at weather.
Thanks, Julian. And updating your wardrobe before going into the workforce can be really expensive, so Ball State is trying to make that transition easier for students. Kara Mattingly has the story.
Entering the job market is already stressful enough. Add on the money it takes to update your wardrobe. Ball State prides itself on giving students real-world experience. They're even going as far to help some students build a professional wardrobe. Cardinal Closet is a program that just started this week. Those who have old suits or dress clothes can donate them at one of the 3 places around campus.
They drop it off at the housing office in N10, the second floor of Lucina, room 220 in the Career Center, and then the Student Life office, which is on the lower level at the Student Center. So those are the 3 donation areas.
The clothes that are donated will be put on selection for students who qualify for a trip through the racks. Students must fill out an application to be eligible for consideration.
And I think in the economic times that we have, students are really trying to figure out how they're going to get a suit or professional wear for an interview. And this is a great opportunity for them to do that. And we're just happy that we can help them in any way and complete that process now that they're ready to kind of step out and do something different.
Juniors and seniors are given first priority, them being the closest to the professional world. In Muncie, Kara Mattingly, Newslink, Indiana.
Donating goes through November 18th for those interested in shopping at the Cardinal Closet. Applications are also available now. You can find them at housing.iweb.bsu.edu/Cardinal Closet.
Indiana Public Radio gets most of its funding from its listeners. IPR has 2 pledge drives a year, and the fall pledge drive is going on now. Newslink reporter Michael Smeehausen has more at the IPR studios.
Indiana Public Radio Pledge Drive is in its final days, and Stan Solers told us meeting today's goal came down to the wire.
Yeah, the coming down to the wire thing is not stage drama. Sometimes the listeners will wait until the last 10 minutes and then call in if we have to have X number of pledges, you know, and here we are wringing our hands and they're thinking, oh, please, you know, call in. And usually they do. We've got a very loyal audience and we appreciate any amount of support.
The Fall Pledge Drive began over a month ago and runs through midday Saturday with a $100,000 goal. If you would like to donate to the drive, the number and website are at the bottom of your screen. In Muncie, I'm Michael Smeehausen, Newslink, Indiana.
Environmental groups file a second federal lawsuit. The lawsuit targets part of the Interstate 69 extension being built across southern Indiana. The Hoosier Environmental Council and Citizens for Appropriate Rural Roads claim that the Army Corps of Engineers violated federal law in issuing a permit for construction of 29 miles of I-69. State Highway Department spokeswoman Sherry Goodwin tells the Indianapolis Business Journal that the agency is confident it has followed the law.
And coming up, the details behind Gaddafi's death are questioned.
And we'll find out what items students can live without. Don't go away. Occupy Wall Street, it's into its 34th day today. Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain spoke out of the movement yesterday evening on CNN Piers Morgan. He said the anger of the protester is misdirected. He feels the blame for the economy should be directed at the White House more than at Wall Street.
And Amnesty International wants the Libyan revolutionary fighters to make public the facts surrounding the death of former dictator Muammar Gaddafi. The London-based human rights group is responding to contradictory reports on Gaddafi's death following the fall of the town of Sirte earlier today.
Greek lawmakers passed a controversial austerity bill today. The bill raises taxes for all Greeks while cutting pensions and civil services. Meanwhile, a general strike in protest of these measures enters its second day. Riots broke out in Athens Wednesday during a protest march with more than 100,000 people.
Now it's time for a look at tomorrow's headlines tonight from our partners at Ball State Daily News. I'm Shiva Thinnical. Color Craze will come to campus this weekend. The cleaning company will show off their product by letting students paint a self-portrait, and then they will let the students erase the art with their cleaning spray. The transgender community at Ball State wants you to take part in Photo Voice. The Photo Voice project will put an important picture or video with your answer to the question, what do you want people to know, under it. All that and more coming up tomorrow in Ball State's Daily News, online 24 hours a day at bsudailynews.com. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Shiva. For college students, technology has become more essential than ever. A recent study revealed what students prefer in the quickly evolving world of technology. Elaine Douglas has the story.
In a study by Ball State Center for Media Design, Ball State students say that they would give up all their electronic devices before they would part with their laptop.
I definitely carry it with me everywhere to check my Twitter, Facebook, email, send emails, do random things.
Michael Holmes says that he conducted the survey because of college students representing the next round of consumers emerging into the market.
The last device standing, so to speak, in this survivor-like exercise was the laptop computer. Because of its mobility, because of its multifunctionality, you can use it for communication, entertainment, and schoolwork.
The survey also concluded that students want to be connected to their peers 24/7. Many students rely on their laptops to stay in touch with family members back home. Although smartphones were valued for communication and entertainment in the CMD study, they weren't considered effective for writing intensive tasks. Laptop computers serve as the platform of choice for many college students to complete research and writing assignments. Regardless of what form it takes, college students will continue to seek out the one device that provides portability, communication, and balances work and play. For now, laptops are the students' primary choice of technology. In Muncie, Elaine Douglas for Newslink, Indiana.
To find out more about the Center for Media and Design Study, visit researchcmd.com and search for laptops.
We'll find out where people can pay their respects to last year's Indy 500 winner, Dan Weldon.
And we'll see why you need to be careful on the roads and what the weather is going to look like this weekend. Stay tuned.
Funeral services for two-time Indianapolis 500 winner Dan Weldon will be held Saturday in St. Petersburg, Florida. Weldon's widow, Susie Weldon, thanks supporters and invites the public to the service. IndyCar will also hold a public memorial service Sunday at 4 p.m. at Conseco Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Donations for the Weldon Family's Trust Fund can be sent to Fifth Third Bank. Attention, Dan Weldon Family Trust, 251 North Illinois Street, Suite 1000, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204. And those wishing to send their condolences can address letters to the Weldon family, 9600 Coger Boulevard North, Suite 105, St. Petersburg, Florida, 33707.
Muncie has been hit hard with several inches of rain in the past days, and it's made driving conditions a little tricky. Spencer Frady is live in Muncie with a few tips for safe driving.
Thanks, guys. Now, it's just a light haze at the moment, but over the last 2 days, nearly 3 inches of rain has fallen on Muncie, and that's created very wet conditions for Muncie's drivers. I talked to Ball State students about how they're dealing with the conditions.
Slippery roads can be troublesome for drivers, but freshman Kay Mokaric says rain isn't the only problem.
Well, it's not been fun. The rain hasn't been so bad, but it's more of the wind or of anything that's just really kind of making it difficult.
Strong gusting winds can move a vehicle off its planned path, and Mokaric has dealt with it before.
We were on an expressway and my mom was driving and you could feel the wind moving it back and forth.
The wind alone isn't the biggest danger. Freshman Allie Fisher says it's when it's combined with heavy rain.
Probably hydroplaning. That would be the worst. You don't have control over your car and it just goes.
Now, the Indiana Department of Transportation has several lists several tips for safe driving on their website. For instance, drivers should check their windshield wipers regularly for wear, and they should be careful not to drive through any standing water. The DOT also recommends that you drive attentively and defensively, and of course, always wear a seatbelt. In Muncie, Spencer Frady, Newslink, Indiana.
Thanks, Spencer. Now, we definitely want to make sure that people do stay safe out there on those wet roads.
But apparently, I mean, it seems like tomorrow is going to be a nicer day, so people won't have to face these conditions while driving.
Hopefully so. I guess we need to check over with Julian and see what the weather forecast is looking like for our upcoming weekend.
Temperatures are going to heat up. It's going to be a little warmer, so that is great. Okay, and I hate to remind you of what it's like right now, but you know, it's 47 degrees, and which is really cold. You should be wearing a coat when you go out there, and it feels like 47, and the dew point is at 45. The pressure at 29.34. And today it was 44 degrees, which is much cooler than the average, which is 63 degrees. And let me tell you, I think that is a sign that we're going to have a really, really bad winter. I hate to tell you that, but I think that's the truth. And the record was back in 1963 was 80 degrees. I wish we could go back to that. Wish we could go back to the 60s. Alrighty, and you take a look at the radar here, and we have a cold front moving up from our area and going to the northeast, and that's not the cold front that brings snow, it's the cold front that brings more rain, of course. And tonight, we're gonna be in 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's gonna rain a little bit, but that's no surprise. It's been raining all day. But you know, at around 2 a.m., 4 a.m., we're gonna take a break from that, and it should be okay. And expect some AM frost tomorrow morning. Get your defroster on and make sure that your windows are all clear and that you're driving safely. Back to you guys. Yes. And yes, the AM frost. Want to make sure that you stay away from those.
So is it going to be a better day tomorrow?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's definitely going to be better.
Good.
That's a good thing. How was your day today? Was it easy to go to class and all that?
It was good. I did have my winter hat on, but I will have to say, hopefully it'll be getting better.
We'll take a look at what the Lady Cardinals volleyball team is up to after this break.
And Tim Keene will have your sports.
Good evening and welcome into Newslink Sports. I'm Tim Keene. We start out tonight with Major League Baseball. The World Series is underway in St. Louis, Missouri. Game 1 went to the St. Louis Cardinals in a nail-biter, 3-2 over the Texas Rangers. Now currently Game 2 is happening here in St. Louis, taking a look at that score currently, it's 0-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one sure to be a nail-biter, much like Game 1 was. Now let's take a look at a playoff-bound team right here in Muncie. The Ball State women's volleyball team is once again off to a fast start this season. After a 4-match road trip, the Cardinals return to Worthen Arena, where they've won 20 matches in a row. I had a chance to speak with head coach Steve Shondell about the team's continued success in Muncie. For Coach Steve Shondell, returning to the friendly confines of Worthen Arena Friday offers a welcome sight.
I hope it's going to be a real positive experience. Worthen Arena is a great place to play. We appreciate the crowd support we get from the Ball State students and the Muncie community. And we have had success here in the past, which has been real positive, and we just hope that we keep it going.
The Cardinals are off to an impressive 18-3 start to the season. Coach Shondell believes the team's success last year has contributed to the squad's winning ways this year.
The girls learned how to win last year. And this year, they've taken that experience, that confidence, and hung in there during tough times, and always seem to find ways to get the job done. And we've gained a lot of confidence and a lot of belief that we can go out and be successful. And up to this point, everything's worked out.
The Cardinals return to action tomorrow and Saturday as they host both Miami, Ohio and Bowling Green. Both matches start at 7 p.m. If you can't make it out to the match Friday, Ball State SportsLink's got you covered. Log on to bsusportslink.com for all the action. And we round out tonight's sports with the Ball State football team. The Cardinals won a tough road game last weekend at Ohio University and look to carry the momentum into the weekend. Now that game, they will be taking on the Central Michigan Chippewas at 2 p.m. in Schumann Stadium. It's certainly going to be a good one. The Cardinals right now have a 4-3 record in conference. They look to continue that as they head on into the game against Central Michigan. You can catch all the action either on SportsLink Radio or just head on out to the game. They're always looking for fans.
So what do you think is actually going to happen this weekend during the game?
The road team has taken the last 4 games, so it could be interesting. I think Ball State's got a little bit of a better squad than last year, but you never know.
All righty. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Coming up, we'll find out what popular musical is coming to Muncie.
We'll be right back.
Good evening and welcome to your Newslink Entertainment. I'm Tiara Thomas. Starting tomorrow night, Muncie Civic Theater will be presenting Rent. Rent is a musical about a group of friends struggling to make it in the big city. It will be live at the Muncie Civic Theater tomorrow night until November 5th. Tickets are $15 for adults and $7 for students. It's only been 1 week after the arrival of the iPhone 4S, and AT&T says they activated 1 million new iPhones within the first few days. Apple sold a record of 4 million iPhones in the first few days, and AT&T officials say it is their most successful launch in history. And speaking of releases, the midnight showing of Paranormal Activity 3 will be released tonight. The first showing will be at 10 p.m. at both Muncie theaters, and the AMC Showplace by the Muncie Mall will have 2 additional midnight showings. They're anticipating a large crowd, and viewers hope it's as good as the first 2.
Be more like the first one. I think the first one was scarier. I kind of want it to be different. I want it to be scarier. Definitely scarier than the others.
And for those of you with iPhones or Droids, you can download the free Paranormal Activity 3 Demon Summoners app. And that's all for your Newslink Entertainment. I'm Tiara Thomas.
Thanks a lot, Tiara. And I guess we've got to look forward to the weekend and the football game that's coming up Saturday.
Is it going to be sunny? What is it going to be like this weekend?
Yes, we definitely do. If you take a look at the 7-day forecast, we get a break from the rain Friday and Saturday, and Sunday it comes back to us. So the protesters in front of the Delaware County building have some nice weather to exercise their First Amendment right in. Okay, and Monday it's going to be 62 and sunny. Tuesday 66. So the temperatures are climbing. And then Wednesday and Thursday will move back down. But you know, people think it's unusual to have this, you know, cold weather at this time of year. But I mean, it's really not.
It's fall.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been really lucky lately. I mean, we have great weather this past week, so.
That's true. Well, that's all we have for Newslink Indiana. Be sure to join us Monday night at 9 p.m. on Cardinal Vision.
In the meantime, you can stay up to date by following us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.